What's up, gangster?
What's up, niggas?
Yeah, like what we doing? What y'all trying to be on? It's
About.
another episode of
Shut up. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Hello, beautiful kings and queens. Welcome back to another TatyTedTalk. Today I got a special guest here with me. Go ahead, introduce
What's good
yourself.
with you, man? Hey, look, it's your boy Pat. We out here. We about to have a real crazy conversation.
Yes, I get to unpack all the knowledge. So boom. First things first, we gonna start with chopping it up with a little bit of Darwin's theory. I did have to touch myself up on it. I won't lie to you. Let's just start off with like, what have you learned from like the Darwin's theory that you feel like really sticks with you?
I think it's a way of thinking. Like when the way you think about things is your perception of life. So if you understand Darwin's theory, then you understand a little bit more about. I ain't gonna say understand a little bit more because everybody got their own way of looking at things, but you got a different way of thinking of it.
No, that's
So
real.
that's the biggest thing I took from it.
And first of well, there was like 5 points, that we chatting about. The overpopulation. Do you feel like that's a big issue in America or like just within our communities?
Yeah, I think it's actually showing right now. Like the fact that people aren't having kids as much.
You think people aren't having kids as much?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Cook. We're gonna get into that.
They say it's a problem right now, but people not having kids as much because of one, financial reasons and everything. But to me, I just see it as nature lets us, like, yeah, we fuck up our community, like, you know what I mean, in different ways, but I feel like it's a ceiling to it. And once we hit a ceiling, nature starts to correct itself. So I just feel like 7 billion people in the world is a lot of people. When just a few years, 100 years ago, it was like won't even a billion. So it's like the overpopulation is getting over to other animal communities. You know what I mean? So it's affecting the world a lot, and people don't look at it like that. But like I said, sooner or later, nature gonna correct itself. So, like I said, all the different things like weather and all that, I think it's a byproduct of that. Okay.
And so you wouldn't consider right now like it a trend for people to even have babies?
Not really, because nobody around me really having babies like that.
Nobody around you having babies?
Not really. Like,
how many people you be seeing on a regular just bust out a pic of being pregnant? You don't see them like that?
No, not really.
As for me, I be seeing everybody and their mama getting pregnant, and it's outside of their relationship. Like they are producing outside. Like it's out.
What?
How many baby mamas there are outside? That's promoted in music, in industries, in community. All of these things is promoted that you can have a baby before marriage and not even to say marriage even fucking matters, but like all of these things, babies still come before even having stability. Like you have kids having kids. People under 20 and 20 something having kids and they don't even know who themselves is, like within the day and age.
You got a point on that part. I give you that because I think, like I said, I'm not from out here, so I don't see like the people from Danville having their kids. But a lot of people do have one kid. You feel me? But I feel like it was promoted to have at least 3 back in the day, and I feel like a lot of people don't want 3. They just want to do their one kid and just like.
I think it's based on like ethnicity or like background too, though. Like more ethnic people are more likely to have bigger families, or sometimes it just depends on like how much they bumping coochies or not. Like, let's be real, people is not just stopping at one. Who just having one and done?
I don't know. I'm
I don't know. We're gonna get on the babies. We're gonna get on the babies.
You up?
Huh? My max is 5.
5?
My max is 5 for sure. You right on. I gotta make sure my kin is around the world. I gotta spread my geniusness and legacy around. So
how many baby days you gonna have?
The fact that you think I'm gonna have more than one is crazy. Don't ever disrespect me like that.
You said all these seeds around the world.
I'm not gonna have a baby daddy. I'm gonna have a husband or a significant other. So that's not even that. We're not going for multiple. Anyway, we're gonna move forward.
Twin.
Yeah, I love a good twin. But no, I do think bringing up the babies and just the mass population and just the numbers growing, the fact that like Americans ourselves, we are greedy. Like we like like overpopulation. We like everything in surplus of like whatever it is.
Hmm?
Food, that's why everybody fat as hell. When it comes to money, that's why everybody greedy as fuck. Like the gluttony in America is just deep as hell, and I feel like that's why everything is like history repeats itself, because of the fact of you have shit. Slavery ain't never left. Shit like that ain't never left, but it's still something that we just act like it's so far in the past. But that shit is still during our current time. So
Darwinism. That is Darwinism at its finest. It's
I can
taking
respect.
something as overtime and overtime as that something grows or species, not like person, but like a species or whatever
Would you not consider us a
concept.
species?
Yeah, we a
Okay.
species. But I didn't want to say like, because some people, I don't want people to think I'm talking about like a person.
Okay.
Like one person doesn't count toward Darwinism.
Type shit.
Like it's a group collective thing in time. So 400 years of slavery, like it started off as slaves now, and now it's more or less like, okay, we got the different kind of slavery. We know how to entrap you into debt, into different ways.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's Darwinism. It's the transformation over time of something, and that's the concept. So I feel like that should be deep.
No, I respect that. So would you say, like, when it comes to evolution, I don't know how I'm about to word this question, but like, would you still consider it forward evolution if it's history repeating itself? Because evolving is like turning into something else. But like, if it's a repetition of something in the past, do you still consider it like an evolution of something if it's recycling?
Most of the time, it's recycled with like a new face. The same way, like
Respect.
we were talking about, like what earlier we were talking about a jump. Hold on, crazy stutter.
Wait.
So earlier we was talking about humans and Darwinism with humans and shit like that.
Right.
And it's still like the slavery thing. Like we still in slavery because we are forced to work for XYZ, and the pay we get is not even to our lifestyle to be sustainable. So we mandatory have to go to work. Like it's just a new face of slavery. So it's still the same concept, but over time it's cut off. It could trim the fat off of it, and that's what evolution is like. It's trimming the fat off and making it the best way it can be. So right now, we so indoctrinated into it, we don't even know we slaves, and that's not even on some like higher thing and shit. Like I don't be on no higher thing and shit, but I know at the end of the day, the government is a business. Like literally, is a business. It's a contract.
Fat ass company that put a bow on bullshit and
that's
say
it.
surprise.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know they live in it. So it's like they started slavery. You don't think they don't give a fuck about white or black people now. They care about money.
People, yeah, they care about us being numbers in a book.
That's
I agree with that 1,000%.
That's it.
Yeah. And since we're talking about kind of like the living circumstances of today's day and age, the survival of the fittest is one of the points in the Darwin theory, but also I do feel like everybody navigates nowadays in survival mode because of how much we're not able to openly live for ourselves. So like, what are ways that you find yourself being stuck in survival mode within this society?
What you call it? Personally, in my mind sometimes, like I said, I'm growing now, so I'm a little better.
Heavy on the growth.
Yeah, heavy on the growth.
We love that.
No cap. But in the past, I had more of a mindset, and I didn't know I had it. Oh shit!
I didn't know. Confirmation.
Yeah, that was.
So let me stop. Cook.
He said, "Stop lying." But I ain't know.
But the truth.
I'm saying though, they ain't gonna stop me though. You can't stop my shine.
Hello.
Myself. But no, yeah, growth. Survival, growth, boom. I used to have a mind state from like just growing up of not thinking that's like, tomorrow is gonna happen, but you don't plan for tomorrow because deep down inside, I don't think about tomorrow happening. You feel me? So every day is like, okay, today might end. Like even when I was little, I used to always just want to stay up.
Yeah.
I want to stay up because I want to know everything's happening. Like tomorrow, it's not. It's not gonna come. So that's just part of survival of the fittest. Like you gotta. That was my thing. I had to stop looking at things so small and so day to day, and like expand and understand that the world don't end tomorrow. So you don't have to always be in survival mode.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that started changing my mind to relax a little bit more. Don't be so tense. Breathe.
Yeah.
It makes you more introspective when you change it.
For sure.
Real shit.
And I think how they want us to be, they want to feed and pour hustle culture into our face. Like they want us to feel like if we're not busy every waking second that we're not doing enough, or like if we just not promoting ourselves enough every fucking day, then it's like, oh, you're not working towards what you got to do. But rest is everything. Where
It is.
like when it even come to working out, like if you don't have rest days, you're not gonna see the results as a nigga who take a rest day versus a nigga who's trying to bust it out 7 days a week. Like that's the same thing as if you see a nigga who has a schedule that has days that they get to breathe versus a nigga who's trying to make a song every single waking second of their day. Like they lose the passion because they're not finding balance within their passion.
I do that.
It's okay. It's okay. We gotta grow out of survival.
You're right.
We gotta be aware of it for us to know that we even in it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you always like? Is it easy for you to know or notice when you are navigating life in survival mode, or do you feel like that's something that you just kind of like you think of after the fact?
I think it's like an always happening thing. It's just in different ways. Like, even though I recognize it in one fashion, don't mean it's not happening in another facet of my life. Respect. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like it's one of them things. That's why it takes so long to heal. Because even though one thing, like you might get triggered by somebody saying this, so you go work on that shit. Boom. Now what somebody says, no problem. And what somebody say something else. Now you gotta work on another. Now you got a new trigger. So it's like, okay, we gotta get, you know what I mean? We gotta try to get all of that together. Mm-hmm. So like I said, definitely got a lot to work on, because I know other parts of my life I do be feeling like survival of the fittest, but usually it just kicks in out of nowhere, and I recognize like I shouldn't be thinking like that. No, that part though. Like people don't do that enough.
Yeah, because it's a lot of times like I find myself thinking very negative and like feeling like I gotta be harder on myself, because especially I be trying to be a perfectionist. I ain't always in a world full of fuck ups. I'll be trying to be perfect, and it's not realistic. Like that shit don't click, and that shit just show me exactly like my imperfections. So
did it come from your video stuff?
Like, what do you mean?
Because when I do videos, it's easy to try to get everything perfect.
That's definitely partial.
The thing is, most of the time the clients don't notice
the little shit. Like, yeah, that's why it's better to just put out work that, not to say just put out every fucking piece and like just be like, oh well, it's not perfect, but we're gonna make something work with it. Like, no, I think it should be intentional, but it doesn't have to be like down to the T. Because this is not gonna look like it. And even just next year, my work gonna look way better than what it is right now. But me trying to act like I'm already there when I'm not working with the capacity that I have right now to promote, it ain't no point in that. Mm-hmm. Hell no.
You ain't lied about that part. I did peep that. Like I seen a few of your pictures, and when you look up close, like some artists do find like details, but when you doing like more of a broader picture, most of the time there's a lot of little imperfections that I probably would be harped on. You feel me? But the whole time
they can't see that.
They can't see it. Same thing with the music. Like all the shit that I do now for services, it all double back now. Like, bruh, don't be so hard on it.
Yeah.
Okay, like this is your product and you wanted to make it the best as possible. But at the same time, don't Ghost told me this. Ghost told me you can't have your heart in it. Like you have your heart all the way in it, but like say you want to sell a painting. But you don't want to sell the painting because you love the painting so much. Well, okay, now it's like, okay, are you a businessman? Because as a businessman, you're gonna be like, okay, I know I can go make another one. You feel me? But you want this junk. So it's like having that ability to give it away. That's what I mean by not have your heart like all the way tied in it where it becomes a problem.
No, I respect that, because definitely I've ran into that hella times with my paintings, like especially my more detailed ones, the ones that take longer to do. I'm like kind of hesitant to put them out or like sell them or anything like that, because I'm like, damn, like it's my baby. Like I work hella hard, but then it's also like if I'm making art or producing any type of creative whatever, why the fuck am I finna do it to not let it be shown? So it's like, damn, I'm kind of selling myself short when I know it came from my hand. So it's like,
even if you don't just go sell it, like you can still promote it.
Yeah,
like you said, you can go to art shows and do that shit, or the museum. A lot of that shit we seen at the Christ Museum. Shout out to Christ Museum, the Society Field.
Hello,
real life.
Tap in, tune in.
That shit was new.
That shit ain't down. I won't lie to you. That shit was tea.
That shit was new.
I like new shit.
Me too. Niggas gonna steal it. A fashion museum.
That would
and
be
we got
fire.
people to put pieces in the same fashion as a damn museum, but it's for clothes. As I said, don't steal my
We
shit.
talk about
This is what I
leadership.
do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Talk shit.
How do you feel about Darwinism before that?
Honestly, like because there's so many different concepts within his theories, and he has so many of them the whole time. Like I was when I was reading through shit, like it's a Darwin theory, but then it's a specifications of each theory or like each thing within his theory that he was fucking with. I think a lot of it has a good concept of how evolution of a human has came about, but I also think some of the things are a little too logical. Like, and we don't live in solely a logical world. Like a lot of these things are 3D, 5D, like.
Do you feel like the spirit world evolves? Is it a concept of time in the spiritual realm?
Yes. No concept of time because time is like a time is what you make it. Like there's past, present, and future all in 1 second,
Yeah.
regardless of how you think of it. Right now, while we're talking in the present, we can still be talking about the past, but it could also be the future because time is not a real thing. So it's like in spiritual, like in spirituality, in terms of that, you can't lie when it comes to the spiritual shit. Like you can't lie to yourself. Like you can lie to anybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. So deep down, like any of the growth that you may or may not think you're doing, you will get humbled by looking in the mirror.
I
So
think
it's
people
like,
lie to themselves.
hmm?
I think people lie to themselves.
I think you can delusionally think yourself into something, but deep down, you putting a facade is not maintainable. If somebody trying to act like someone else, you see cracks in the program. Like you can expect somebody who is trying to be somebody else to constantly be able to uphold that because they're trying to be something else. If you somebody who's trying to learn how to become yourself or like learn what you like to even become your own person, you're not gonna be like
looking at somebody else.
Yeah, like you learning through experience versus learning through watching and solely trying to like copycat. Like that's way different. So it's like you might be living a life and it still could be true in that moment, but that don't make it your life. So it's still ingenuine and you're not gonna be able to maintain it. That's why people be so miserable. Like or they try to accommodate to the matrix and they want to do the 9 to 5. They want to work for somebody. They want to work for the white man. They want to work for that white ass bitch boy. Like,
oh
yeah,
my
no, I don't.
God, we're getting
I mean,
canceled.
fuck that. They can't cancel me on my own. That's the difference. See, that's the thing. If you give a fuck, then that's the problem. Like, not even that it's a problem. Because I do think it's good to be mindful, but I also think it's good to not give a fuck too. And when it comes to yourself, like, because if you got everybody trying to coerce you into a way of thinking, you know how many people tell me how like they don't agree with my point of views. Do I give a fuck? Not quite. But it's also like I respect it because not everybody gonna think like me, and also not everybody's as spiritually driven with how they want to navigate their life. But that don't make it wrong. It just make it different. And it's a different point of view. That's why I like talking to different walks of life. Because I might sound like I'm talking in a different language to somebody else, but like it might click. But then somebody might be talking some other shit, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
People just got to be intellectual enough.
Absolutely.
I don't think people take education, and people don't know how to learn for one. So that
elaborate. What do you mean by that?
They don't know how to learn. Like learning ain't you just soaking up knowledge. Is actually understanding the concepts and the reason, so that when you go into doing whatever you learn, you have the full understanding because you learned it. You know what I mean? It's easy to tell somebody, but like I said, people don't learn. Like after school, they have no ambition to learn.
That part, you know niggas love being dumb.
But nowadays for the kids, I feel like they promote school. So like we as adults have the freedom to say whatever we want to say about school, but when the kids hear about it,
it's shitty.
It turns them away from school too early. They don't experience it because the first thing in their mind is, oh well, my big sister said school ain't shit. I don't need to go there. Whole time you do, because now you got kids that can't read. It's 2020 what, and people can't read.
No, I agree with that.
You feel me? So it's like.
But what about the education that they do promote anyway in public schooling? Like, do you think that that's what you would want? Like, say if you had a kid right now, you would want to put your kid in the schooling that they're giving right now? That's not just even talking about like basics of like reading, writing, learning, but like the actual stuff that they're instilling in their head.
I mean, what I learned was more or less like, because once you go to college, you realize they teach you the basic shit. Like literally like a tutorial class. All that shit was tutorial. And when you get into college, you specify on what you really want to deep dive in. So I just look at it like they give you a splash of everything. Now, the American history, the same thing. Like, do Germans learn about the Holocaust and the way it happened. We don't know how the fuck they learn that shit.
Yeah.
They might skew the information or not. Same thing with our books. Our books might skew the information, saying World War II might be XYZ,
Right.
and we could have been the bad guy. But
could have.
yeah,
Shit.
but it's about you learn it, what they give you, and then if it piques your interest, you go learn more about it.
But what
You got
about
the
the
ability
fact
to do
that
that.
everybody else in the world, not everywhere else, but a lot of different countries in the world they're forced to learn American history, and we're not required to learn nobody else's. You don't raise no, like, you don't think there's nothing wrong with that?
That's
frame of
national
frame of
security.
reference. No, well, maybe, but frame of reference, like how they're trying to fill our brains with a certain point of view so that we see America a certain way.
Exactly.
If we're only, but like, why would you want your kid in the schooling system knowing that they're going to be tainted by the minds of people that don't even fucking care about us?
Well, I mean,
that's why you think so many like anybody that's rich, name their kid that go to a school. They don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
They homeschool their kids or they pay somebody to teach them.
I know somebody. Everybody's different.
Rich niggas. Okay, go ahead. Who?
Cause I mean, it depends on how rich you talk. Cause like I know doctors, they put their kids I went
private schools.
No, I went to regular school with them. But some people their parents was doctors, so it's like different. Like a parent like that might want you to grow up like in the public school so you can get used to being in the real community. Cause like you said, they put everybody there. So it's like, okay, you growing up with your peers and not just a specialized group of people, making you a different, alienating you, causing more speciation between the different communities where your mind is thinking about. You feel me?
No, I do 1,000%. Like I would still homeschool my kid to a point before I put them in camps and put them in X, Y, and Z. Like I do think kids need social interactions. They need to learn by experience. You're not just gonna learn everything from words. Yeah. But I think that from a young age, everything that we taught is to be institutionalized. You think about school, you're institutionalized. You're forced to go to school and learn basic things based on what whoever the fuck the higher power, not even higher power, but like
the government.
The government, whatever they want to teach us or tell us, and we're supposed to just say hell yeah. And then if you go against it, you're wrong. But then you drilling this into our brains from kids, adolescents. Niggas don't even know how to write cursing no more, but you worried about telling them about some fake ass American history.
I feel it.
And then on top of that, it's public. They already trying to swipe off the Board of Education. If it was so important, why is that so easy to take off just because of Project 2025 or some shit like that? Or yeah, let's tank how much we're giving out because we don't want to talk about slavery no more.
I feel.
And how we learning American history, dude, and it ain't even our we learning the white man history, but they stole it.
But that's what I'm saying. Are you using school to learn the knowledge that they're trying to teach you, or are you using school to learn?
But as a kid, how can you speak? You're saying this as an adult.
Yes.
As a kid, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to filter what you're being told because they're telling you bullshit. And that's where somebody's trusting their kid to go. They spend more time in schooling than they do in their own parents.
Yeah.
So if they learn it.
At the same time, right, it's like it's misinformation everywhere. Agreed. Like you can go online, like kids don't just get online and believe anything.
Absolutely.
So it's like it got to be something. Like we all have to. I understand certain things. Mm-hmm. Certain things as a business, like you want your business to know your company policies. You feel me? So that they won't just come in here and do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. People's natural instinct is just do whatever they want. So I mean, I understand, like I said, I understand it. Don't mean I agree with it. Yeah. But I understand, like the government is the government. Like whoever the fuck set the government up, that's how they set it, and that's what's going on right now. So it's like to a certain extent, we share common knowledge. So like you said, American history, with them teaching us like the presidents and simple history that actually happened is one thing. But like when you get down into it and what you get taught in there, I think it actually specifies by the teacher, because you got some teachers that advocate for higher learning, so they teach their kids more. I was always in advanced classes, so my teachers always gave us a lot of insight into a lot. But I feel like regular classes, whenever I did have like 1 or 2 regular classes, it's not the same. Like the teachers really just gave them whatever the book said, and it was like nobody cared about it anyways. But it was always, I mean, you, like you said, you do learn this shit. You learn the same thing every year.
Yeah.
Except maybe like 2 months more information.
And they know how to build a habit. It's nothing but repetition. So if you constantly have the same people telling you that this is your real history, what else are you supposed to believe? It's one thing to be misinformation, and it's one thing to intentionally mislead.
But is it your history or a history?
It's the history of where we were raised, or the history of where we're soaking in knowledge from. I feel like if it's not our history to learn, why teach it?
Because you
Why inform me about something that if it didn't have an effect on me, what will be the reason?
because the butterfly effect.
To redo it? They tell us
No,
to repeat history.
everything that happens in the world
Mm-hmm.
affects you.
Yes.
Every piece of every leaf, every movement affects something.
1,000%.
You feel me? So it's like I choose to learn about different religions because
Period.
you get stuck. Like it's speciation. The same thing. Like if you put an animal on an island
Mm-hmm.
and you let them just stay there, sooner or later that animal would become a dwarf. It's called dwarfism. It's a whole concept like of alienating yourself. So when you alienate your mind, it does the same thing. You feel me? Not get smaller, but at the same time, you're not interacting with different concepts to be able to expand your mind.
Right.
So you always think you're right.
And I agree that. So imagine school though. Now we being taught the same thing, and all the schools within where you're at teach you the same thing. You go to Cali, you don't learn the same shit you learn in Virginia because of the different places and the geographic and just the type of people that go there. We were learning a white history. You go somewhere else, you can learn an ethnic history. But again, like I said, everywhere else in the world still has to learn about American history. And America wants to keep America like Americans in America. They don't do it to promote and connect with the world and travel the world and actually gain insight from the world. It's to taint your vision of, oh yeah, this is what I want you to believe, so let me teach it though. And yes, everybody has free will. The same way like I do have free will to learn the opposite of what the fuck they're telling us. But it's the fact that imagine how the world would be if we didn't have to unlearn so much bullshit that they fed us just because they wanted us to follow suit. Imagine if they did it more of a sense of like, and we can imagine all day long, honestly.
But think about it. They do that joke. That's why I was saying they do that shit on a whole other level. They've been doing this shit for 400, 500 years.
That's the
way they do it. But the reason they do it
is for power.
Exactly. And
not for enlightenment.
But as a double-edged sword. Because, like you said, the rest of the world.
No, I'm listening.
The reason why we have so much security is because the rest of the world feels as if we are the superpower.
The reason we have so much security is because we use our power for not good things, and we filter what we use.
But they don't present it like that though. They present it like you said. They package it, they wrap it in the bow, and they present it nice. But nowadays you can see it.
You can see it's through very, the veil.
Yeah.
The veil of lies.
That's why I said now that's why you see America going through a troubles because everybody thought they was doing so good, but the whole time they just been putting bows on stuff, giving out shit.
Yes.
You feel me? So that's why I said that is a national security thing. So, but China doing the same. So on some whole other shit, they going and giving like deals to Africa, certain parts that don't have water or financial systems or XYZ. They going to do that, but in return, they doing what? They teaching them their language and culture and what you call it, so that they can become a bigger superpower.
But America's not doing that.
They already did it though.
To who?
Everybody.
Who?
That's why I said. That's why you said they got to learn about America.
They got to learn about America, but we have one of the biggest militaries. All these things. We also kill off mass populations solely for power because of their standing for more land, for more resources. We kill them before bartering. So it's like I do see where you're coming from with the aspect of a business, as an aspect of a human who is, like you said, a butterfly effect. Everything affect us. If you just everybody say the same shit and they're like, oh well, America just do that. That's all we do is say that. That's just all America do is, and everything just gonna keep getting wrapped as a bow because niggas don't want to speak out about it. But like realistically, America don't want to barter, collab, understand anyone else. They feel like they are top dog, and we are not top dog. We've what, third world?
No, we ain't third world yet, but we not the top. We still one of the few superpowers though. It's only
in what way? That's what they tell us. But in the sense of outside of the world, everybody else outside of the world, and I'm not speaking like necessarily like I fucking know, but like a lot of people that I've spoken to that don't even live here and they live out the country. Everybody sees America as a joke. and they are very aware, and people feel bad and pity for the fact that they treat us like shit.
But it's also from the perception that they think and what their country gives them, because their country
Right.
also let them think that this is all Hollywood, and that people don't. You go to another country, ask them what Virginia is, ask them about Ohio. They don't know nothing about them states. They don't understand that those
So some
states.
people don't even have states.
Yeah, but same thing with China. Like when we think of China, like I know people know now that China got like land out there and all that. We don't give a fuck about that. We usually just think about the metros and like the fact that they got like they make all the stuff for us,
Okay.
but they also have farms and everything else.
Yeah, that's
So
like
it's
even
like,
Africa. People think of Africa, they think of cheap.
yeah,
But in reality, they have like a lot of rich places out there, wealthy places. So
yeah.
fuck rich, we're wealthy.
So we just live in the world of stereotypes. So people do
But
think
this ain't a
that,
stereotype. If it's our reality, and we speaking as Americans who live here, it's one thing to talk about how everybody views America. It's another to actually blatantly see the outcomes of what America has done to Americans,
yes,
and to promote the American dream, and then to not even be able to do what you're saying you're promoting. And the first people, mind you, like being a black person, they take everything from a blueprint. So all of this shit is years premeditated, centuries before.
centuries. Like
So
they've
even
already
people coming at Trump, he's just the face in office. I'm very aware of the fact that this is all, a Ponzi scheme.
Trump bunk as hell.
Yeah, we getting
Yeah, he bunk as hell.
You getting spicy.
Yeah.
You getting real controversial. Oh my
Yeah, I don't want
goodness.
to talk about that shit.
For everybody that had to do with it, and that shit weird.
Okay, Diddy got caught up for some weird shit. He got caught up with some weird shit. All the women niggas got caught up with some weird shit.
But who getting?
None of them before. It was not cameras back then, so it's like okay. No, I'm talking about before them, because they didn't just start doing this shit on a big ass level like that. They've been doing this shit. So how long have they been doing it? I mean, that's my big question.
I mean, that's like saying what they're doing is just a moderate version of slavery. Slavery is forcing people to have babies in and outside your house, work for you, do shit for you. That's just different forms of it.
But I'm saying, how long have they been doing these sex party rituals? Like they could have been doing this shit back when we were slaves. They could have been doing the same shit. It's like a rich people thing.
Yeah, but how is that any different? They sacrificed us.
They just want no cameras.
But they also just didn't call it what it's called now, because it's
Diddy parties.
Yeah, they don't call it Diddy parties because guess what? Everybody and their mamas was doing those.
In damn Rome was doing it. Everybody was having sex parties with the king.
Very, very, very different.
That's
so different.
Because they used to fill them with drugs and shrooms and these psychedelics, and everybody just. Okay. But you don't call it that because the people back then didn't know that.
Nowadays, I would say it's not the same, but I just think it's a different connotation because this is an intentional one person trying to build an empire off of basically being an energy vampire in all ways, shapes, and forms.
Yeah.
So that's very different than like them. They are praising a king. Like if people praise the Diddy in a certain way, like back in the day, they was doing that, which is why he was able to get away with it. That nigga ain't had shit going for himself. That nigga fucking sucked in the music industry. He just was a face.
Yeah, but he was the one
that. He want no Kanye. Like, let's be real.
But to his people, like maybe not to the people that above him, but like you gotta think. His
people was white people. He was a puppet in a show.
Y'all, as you can see, it definitely cut out mid juiciness. But it was a good debate, and just want to affirm y'all because obviously this is the end of the video. Know that you are loved. If you have not heard it today, I love you, and know that you're worthy of revamping and saying fuck what you were taught, and lay y'all down.